Imagine waking up in a fantasy world, but not as the hero. You wake up as the final boss. That's what happens to Lufasu Mafal, a character once controlled in an MMO game. A female tyrant feared by nations, known for her overwhelming power, army of elite subordinates, and unmatched battle record. But now, she's no longer an NPC. She's alive, self-aware, and she remembers everything, including the fact that she was once a regular guy playing this game in the real world. Yeah, let that sink in. Yasei no Last Boss ga Arawareta starts off with this explosive concept. A player finds themselves reincarnated not as a hero, but as the overpowered final boss they created. And now, the entire world fears them again. In the first few chapters, we see Lufasu revive on a floating island, still wearing the legendary armor, still holding her insane stats, but with a world that's moved on for 200 years since her defeat. The world believes Lufasu was sealed by the heroes long ago, but now her return sends shockwaves through every kingdom. She's immediately labeled a threat, not just by humans, but also by gods, demons, and other broken tier beings. But here's the twist. She's not here to conquer again. She wants answers. She wants to understand why she's here, what happened during those 200 missing years, and how the game she knew has turned into something far more real. And right from chapter 1, the power scale is wild. Lufasu isn't gradually leveling up. She's already broken, like solo an army level broken. The very first battle she gets into, she instantly wipes out a squad of elite soldiers with a wave of her hand, and people start freaking out, thinking the demon of calamity has returned. What keeps the story interesting isn't just that she's overpowered, it's how the world reacts to her. Everyone fears her name. Even her old companions, the 12 legendary stars, are scattered across the continent, and each one has either gone rogue, vanished, or is hiding because they think she's back for revenge. So now, she's on a journey to reunite with them, not to dominate, but to rebuild, and maybe fix the damage caused in her name. This is where the manga gets really good. Each arc brings a new challenge, not just in terms of strength, but emotionally. Some of her old subordinates hate what she's become. Some worship her blindly. Some are being used by enemies trying to drag her into war again. And meanwhile, the so-called heroes of this world, they're not exactly saints. Some are cowards, some are corrupted, some are just there because they were chosen by fate, not because they earned it. And here's what's clever. You start rooting for the villain. Lufasu is calm, calculating, and not interested in senseless slaughter. But if someone steps to her, she will remind them why she was called the last boss. By chapter 5, we get to see her invade a nation solo. Not to conquer, but to rescue someone. And in that moment, you realize she's more than just a threat. She's the only one strong enough to fight against a world filled with corruption, fake heroes, and gods pulling strings from the shadows. This manga blends action, war politics, and mystery with a lead who's not just OP, but also smart, composed, and haunted by what she once represented. And that's what makes Yasei no Last Boss ga Arawareta so different. It flips the usual isekai formula. You're not some weak kid learning spells and grinding levels. You're already at the top. If you're into dark fantasy with a boss-level protagonist, heavy lore, insane battles, and a story where the lines between good and evil are constantly blurred, you'll absolutely want to read this. It's intense, it's fresh, and it's the kind of series that just keeps escalating with each chapter.